little pop-up live from outside of Bryant-Denny Stadium. Can you guys hear me okay? Am I clear to you? Oh my goodness, beautiful weekend. It is, graduation weekend. And I was thinking about, as I was cruising down here in Tuscaloosa, which is absolutely vibrant with tons of life and tons of people all over, that graduation marks such an amazing day in a person's life because nobody can ever take your education away from you, right? And to the Alabama football players that are graduating, or whether you're in rowing, basketball, softball, whatever the case is, congratulations to you for graduating from the University of Alabama. Just huge accomplishment, and really excited about your future, and just kind of want to give the graduating students their flowers as they set for a special day. If you joined my morning show, and again, I'm coming to you as a pop-up show here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, outside of Bryant-Denny Stadium, which is just a marvelous day here. One of the great things that we have this weekend is the ability to showcase this great city for the recruits, for the transfer portal guys that are coming to Tuscaloosa. I think they're going to have a wonderful weekend, getting a chance to see this city that has continued to flourish. And it's a big opportunity for Coach Kellen DeBoer to add some guys from the transfer portal to Alabama's roster. Now, as I said early this morning during my morning segment, I feel that Coach Kellen DeBoer, hey, what's up, Jeff? I see you inside the comment box. What Coach Kellen DeBoer has done so far in the transfer portal has been worthy enough for a grade of an A from me personally. And a big reason why is because of the fact that he added Graham Nicholson. Don't forget about that when, if news doesn't go your way this weekend, I'm sure there's gonna be positive news for Alabama. But, if it's not the news that you want, kind of reflect on the news that has already come into play. What's up, Matthew? I see you inside the comment box. Let me ask you, okay, we always do things on a scale of like 1 to 10. In terms of like 10 satisfying needs so far from the transfer portal, do you think that Coach Kellen DeBoer has done that? Great. Go from like scale, 10 being the best absolute job fulfilling needs to 1. I mean, look, and this isn't being like fancy. I think that I would say he's done an 8 or a 9 because the fact of the key positions that he took care of. Jeff is saying a 6. I think that, Parker Brailsford is such an interesting story because, here he is, a guy that Alabama desperately needed even last season, right? And he comes in and everybody's so excited about him, and then we didn't even see him, right? We didn't even see him. I mean, I saw him one time walking into the locker room. So that kind of went back on the back burner. Plus, James Brockemeyer started, he had a breakthrough, and then he transferred. But that was the first guy to transfer here, okay? So was Jeremy Bernard and Austin Mack. That was kind of like that first wave of guys to transfer in. But as you kind of like zoom out and look to all of the transfers, what's not to like about Jeremy Bernard? What's not to like about Austin Mack, right? Keon Sapp, I think, will be a monster addition. What's up, Rob? I see you coming in from Ohio. And then I also think that the addition, as someone mentioned, as with Caden Proctor, that those are monumental additions. Monumental, right? So I think, let me size this up, see if I can get this a little bit more. I think overall, I mean, it's great what Alabama has, and I think you get probably 2 guys who are able to commit to Alabama this weekend. I think Khalil Jacobs will certainly be one of them. Khalil Jacobs out of South Alabama is a linebacker who I think is very talented. I would I would be shocked if Alabama doesn't get Deshaun Jones, to be honest, but maybe they pick up the safety from Penn State, right? King Mack, I believe his name is. Whatever the case is, you have the transfers that are coming in who are absolutely going to play. Jeremy Bernard, Matthew's saying he's a dog, for sure. He has a dog mentality. I mean, he showcased that during the springtime. Now, if you look, I think, let me ask you this. If you were to look at Alabama's secondary right now, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being an elite unit, what would you say the Alabama secondary is? I'll give you a second to answer it. Talking Alabama's secondary. Matthew saying a 7. That might be the case, for sure, right? 7. What's up, Angel? See you coming in for Pigeon Forge. Maybe like maybe a 7. I think even 7.5 would be probably a stretch because I don't know who the corner is going to be. I think Keon Sabb is an elite safety. I think Damani Jackson, while we feel, that name's heavy when you talk Damani Jackson, right? But he hasn't played a down here. He hasn't played a down in the SEC. Keon Sabb has not played with Damani Jackson. So I'm a big proponent of continuity makes the unit better. These guys don't have continuity yet. They'll get it, and I'm sure they have some coming out of spring football, but they haven't played together yet. You see what I'm saying? I mean, and who's going to be the opposite corner of Damani Jackson? So, man, I might even say 6 right now. 6 on a scale of, 1 to 10 for their unit. I think Malachi Moore is a huge addition. But let me ask you this. And I love Malachi Moore, and I've said this a million times about him as a person, what he exemplifies. His parents couldn't be more proud. I'm proud for the young man, right? He represents Alabama. Where do you think a guy like Malachi Moore gets drafted in the NFL draft next year? Is he a first-round guy? Is he a second-round guy? Is he a third-round guy? I don't know. But I know he's dependable, and I know he has a lot of experience, the most experience, that Alabama probably has on their team. If we really lined up, who's played in the most games, I would venture to say it's Malachi Moore. Devontae Smith, I don't know if he's going to be an exact starter, but, he adds some of that versatility as well in terms of that, like, veteran leadership that you need. So I don't know, late to mid second round pick. I think that's probably fair. I'm talking Malachi Moore, but that's what I'm saying. Ronnie's saying first round. Yeah. Man, and once he gets in the interview rooms, he'll kill it. The guy is amazing. See when I posted up right here, the Walk of Champions. Switch it up. People are in the tunnel right now. And they're still I could hear Nick Saban inside the tunnel. See the tunnel's right here? You guys have had an opportunity to read your, recruiting sites and, hear the people that you like, talk recruiting for Alabama. Who do you think Alabama is a lock to get? I'm going to say Khalil Jacobs. What about you? Post a name inside the comment box that you think is a sure shot get for Alabama to get. And I think, one of the things that we talked about before the NFL draft was Kalen DeBoer's development, getting guys to the league, right? Because right here at the stadium, you can go inside the press room and you can see all the first round guys, right? And so people were, kind of asking, how can Kalen DeBoer develop players? And that's going to be one of the bigger, something that he has to follow Coach Saban at. Well, damn, he did a pretty damn good job in the first round, this past NFL draft. What he said, 3 in the first round? Almost what, 9, 10 guys overall? Imagine what he can do with Alabama's talent, right? Angel saying Khalil Jacobs most definitely, and maybe Wake Forest guy. Those are the guys I'm thinking. I have no idea about the Penn State guy. I don't know if he's been forecasted or whatever. But the point is, that's got to be one of the biggest messages this weekend is the fact that Coach Kellen DeBoer, like, this is the message, this is the standard, this is the vision of where we are going. And I think, I can't even imagine what he can do with the talent here at Alabama. I think he'll crush it. No. Hey. No, you're fine. You're fine. No, you're fine. Look like some ROTC or something like that. There's so many people out here. A lot of people taking, their graduation photos and stuff, which is amazing. Adam Lapello, Kyle, that side, you should give you an interview with DeBoer. I've asked a million different times, so I'm not gonna, there's no reason to, continue to go down that path, I guess. I mean, it's all good. But I feel that his message has been so positive this spring. I don't know if there's ever been a coach that has taken over for another coach that has had such a positive rapport out the jump, right? Every single thing that happens with Coach Kellen DeBoer is like amazing. It's like the biggest news. And he's handled himself so well. But I miss Coach Saban. I do. I kind of always, I'm already wondering if like Kellen DeBoer's press conferences are going to be as impactful as Coach Saban's, and I don't think they're going to be. I think that, what's up, Kellen? See you inside the comment box. I think that I'm gonna miss Saban. Like watching his, I'm sure you saw it on Twitter. He was telling that story about when they lost to Louisiana Monroe and all the things that he had to do. I thought it was funny. So he's like, when you lose a game like that, he was embarrassing. It's embarrassing, but you have to go, coach up the team and tell them, hey, even though we lost, kind of this is the vision, blah, 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 blah. Then you have to go to the press conference and tell the media or try to explain why you lost the game. And then after that, you have to go into the recruiting room and be like, look, it's not always going to be like this, right? So then he gets in his car, which is parked over here, and he drives to the gas station. And well, he realizes he's not, he ran out of gas, or he's out of gas. So he has to stop. He's like at a self pump. So he stops and he's wearing his LSU ring, and he's like, he's like, we're gonna win a national championship, eventually here at Alabama, a lot of them. And the gas station attendant's like, not if Coach Saban's the coach. So what's up, Kimberly? I appreciate you being here. Good morning. Or good morning. Good day. It's 1. End Times News Network. What's up, Kyle? How do you see the off the field changing under DeBoer? Do you think he will use the springboard for coaches similar to Coach Saban? I think anytime that you're at a brand as big as Alabama, you can use it as a springboard. I mean, I see it, we've seen so much coaching turnover at Alabama, but let me ask you this. Despite the turnover at Alabama, were you ever concerned with the changes, really? I would say no, because you always knew that Coach Saban was the stagnant, right? He was always going to be here. Now you're like, okay, well, you got to see what what DeBoer can do. You got to see what Coach Kellen DeBoer can do. I don't, and that's up to him in year 1. But you were never, right? Were you worried when even like Lane Kiffin left? Were you worried when, you know what? I kind of think back because I was here when Jeremy Pruitt left, and fans were hurt. That was a big one. There was a lot of doom and gloom, and people were really nervous about that one. Kirby Smart was before my time, but I'm sure that was kind of like the same thing. But I feel that basically it came down to Saban. So, yeah, I think that coaches will continue to leave here. I don't know if it'll be such a springboard as it was for Coach Saban, but the brand is so big, and the opportunity that Coach Kellen DeBoer is giving these coaches an opportunity to speak to the media, I think that, you know, you will see turnover. But that's just, I mean, the brand is so big. I mean, every single thing on ESPN is about Alabama, and still, I mean, every single company, in my opinion, is an Alabama favorite, is the Alabama network. I mean, I think that 24/7, I think that Rivals, I think that On3, I think that they're all pulling for Alabama in one shape or another because it's the biggest needle mover. You know, that's why. So, um, you know who called me just a minute ago when I was coming down here? Toby. Toby, what's up, man? If you're watching this stream, I appreciate you. Just a kind of a pop-up stream from the university. And I was talking to Toby, and let me get your take on this. Do you feel that whoever wins this next national championship, like this coming season, you could theoretically say, because it's a whole new, you know, system of college football, I think it'll be the most challenging national championship to win, 1,000,000%. You know, in the past, the BCS system, you know, the computer put two teams together. This last format, it's a room of people who get together, and, you know, you still kind of have some of that with the 12-team format, but I think with the amount of games, and I feel that the conferences are ultra challenging outside of the ACC, I think this could be one of the most challenging years to win the national championship, 100%. What do I think of Coach Kellen DeBoer? I mean, look, he's done all the things. I haven't personally met him yet, just like from the interviews here at the university. I mean, how could you not like the guy? I mean, he's saying all the right things. He seems really well polished. He seems mature. He seems stable. You know, he's done a really good job. You can only really, you know, judge him off what he's done right now. He's recruited. He's went into the transfer portal. You know, I do kind of wonder, like, what is he going to be like emotionally when, you know, shit gets real, right? Well, I mean, how is he going to handle, you know, and how are the fans going to react when Alabama is trailing? How is Alabama, you know, because, man, you remember last season when Alabama lost to Texas, man, everybody was calling for Coach Saban. They were calling for Coach Prime. And, you know, that was just it. I mean, you remember when Alabama was down to Tennessee. You remember when Alabama was down to Ole Miss. I don't think there's been a season that I've, you know, watched Alabama that, you know, there's been more times where they trailed. They were able to make second half adjustments. Kevin Steele, I thought, was a good coach too, right? What's up, Byron? See you inside the comment box. But how are the fans going to react towards Coach Kellen DeBoer when, hey, Chris, there's a video where I already addressed Coach Smook, so you can watch that. But there's nothing more to say, and I'd appreciate that. But there's a video where I explain kind of the rationale and stuff, and we wish him the best, honestly. So just kind of moving forward, we're always going to keep this channel about Alabama football, and you know, I do like to keep business matters, you know, private. But I felt that I had to make a video, you know, with the explanation because I felt that it was a really big, you know, defamation on my character and the person who I am. I think if you look to, you know, my track record, I'm a cool dude, man. Just always treated people with respect. So that's kind of the vision of, you know, what I want to continue to do. And honestly, I don't really want. I'm just moving forward. I'm perfectly in a good space, just, you know, want to talk Alabama football. So appreciate you guys. But how will the fans interact with Coach Kellen DeBoer? And most importantly, how will he deal with, you know, the fans and the press conferences? I felt like, I mean, it is kind of interesting to see, you know, how nice he is, you know. And look, people are going to love you and hate you regardless when you're the Alabama football coach. Because, you know, that's just, you know, the power position. I mean, people uphold this position like the governor of Alabama, right? And I think a lot of people probably share Mitch's comments, that if you're an opposing fan, you're just like, Alabama's done. Nick Saban's done. But I think a good indicator is like the stadium is still standing. The foundation is set. And it's up to Coach Kellen DeBoer to win games, to recruit, to work the transfer portal, to continue to exemplify greatness. It's a tall task for anybody. But I feel he's in a good position to do it. I mean, I look at the back end of Alabama's schedule, and man, it is challenging. Everybody's schedule is challenging, but you look to Alabama's back end, LSU in Baton Rouge, not in order. I don't have the schedule in front of me. In Tennessee, they also have Missouri. Nobody talks about Missouri, right? Missouri is like shit. Nobody talks about Eli Drinkwitz at all. Someone posted that the coaching ranking, and they had him like 25th. I mean, look, I think Coach Kellen DeBoer is a great coach. Pac-12 is not the SEC. It's not the Big Ten. I think you have to earn that. I think Steve Sarkisian is up there, probably, with Kirby Smart, Steve Sarkisian, Kiffin. But Eli Drinkwitz is like a top 10 coach. He's not a top 25 coach. He's like he might be number 10. He might be number 15. I don't know. But he's a damn good coach, for sure. Look what he's done with Missouri. I mean, Missouri, when's the last time we talked about Missouri football? And they're coming to Tuscaloosa. Then Alabama on that back end schedule has Auburn and Oklahoma. They go, see, Lance, this is an interesting debate, and I appreciate you being here. I don't think Sark is Kirby, and I don't think, I think they're so different. I think Kirby's like the defensive-minded guy, and Sark is the offensive-minded guy. Can you imagine if they were coaching together? Holy shit, that would be crazy. And Coach Kellen DeBoer will fall right in there somewhere, What's up, Big Orange? Appreciate you, man. Even if Bama didn't have good coaches, they would still win 9-10 games. Bama is going to be good. Like, Big Orange, what's up, man? I think Bama, you're right. I mean, you look to the players that are currently on this roster, and I know they got to add, a couple components, and, there's a couple spots where you're questionable, but damn, like, dude, this team is going to be just as, they're going to be, this is a Saban team. It's not a Saban coach team, but it's a Saban team still. And everyone in college football knows that. A lot of people have difference of opinions. I mean, we always talk back and forth about, Jalen Milroe. But man, can you imagine if Jalen Milroe went into the portal? Every single program. I mean, he'd probably be like the first player to make like $20 million in the portal. What's up, Hattie Mae? A lot proves on the end of the year we need to sell these guys into the portal, man. And it's just the portal is just going to happen again and again and again and again and again. That's it. Like, there's always just something that we're going to have to, deal with. I want to switch gears real quick and talk about basketball. Chris Omori, believe he is in North Carolina. He was at here in Tuscaloosa just recently. Alabama needs a rim protector so bad. If they're able to get a rim protector, even if Ugana Unisi from Kentucky, if he's still available and he could come, I personally would like if they get Ugana Unisi. I just feel, I like the fact that he has 2 years of eligibility, so he could come have an impactful season and be back, so you didn't have to wait on another big man. I don't want this to be a continuing to revolving door. I think skill-wise, Alabama, I mean, LeBaron Philon, if you guys have watched his highlights, it's crazy. Like, the ball handling skills, the distributing factor, he's elite and crazy. Good point out, Matthew, that Sarkisian's 0-2 against Kellen DeBoer. And also, isn't Kellen DeBoer, doesn't he have a winning record against Dan Lanning too? So there shows you right there. Shit. That is a really great point. But I mean, It's been really amazing to see kind of the excitement about basketball here for a long time because when I moved here, there wasn't, there was little excitement about basketball, but everybody wanted there to be excitement about basketball. And now that it's here, the fans are, their thirst has been quenched, but now they need a new arena, right? So always harping on the fact that they want a new arena. Yeah, so just out here at the university, it's so beautiful today. Figured I'd come out for a walk and talk on this fine Friday. Hope you guys are doing fine. Here's a wasp. Are you one of those people like when a wasp comes, you like freak out? Or do you just play it cool? Someone said if you snap, that wasps like go away. I don't know if that's true or not. Hey, there's a Frenchie. I have 2 Frenchies. What's everybody's weekend plan? Adam's like, he freaks out. So tonight in Tuscaloosa, you have, yeah, appreciate it, Kellen. Thank you. Yeah, and I was on this morning too. And Ty and Coach Sean, those guys had a really good show as well. I'll do a walk and talk now. We'll start moving as I head back. You guys want to go see Coach Saban? You guys miss him? Let's go see Saban. Whew, man, it's hot. See, it is 82 degrees. For all of you Apple Watch wearers, let's have a competition. How many calories are you at? I have burned, let's see, 820. I have burned 700 calories. Look, here's Coach Saban getting a graduation pic. All right. Look at all the greatness. You know what? There needs to be a Miss Terry statue there too. Right? No, I'm serious. I think honestly, there needs to be a Miss Terry statue. There really does. Look, you guys know who this is too, right? How fast it goes by, right? Life. You don't burn calories. 252. There's a lot of dogs out today, but it's hot, so gotta watch the paws, right? Don't they say if it's like X amount, the asphalt is like 10 times hotter or something like that? Oh, this is a good boy. This is a Labrador. Look at him. Little baby. Nice dog, man. Yeah, so just chilling. Just posted up. See people in their sashes graduating. Man, as I said earlier, if you are graduating from anywhere, congratulations. I mean, no one can ever take away your education, and it's just an incredible accomplishment, right? I feel sometimes, like it's such a value to have an education in this society and to be educated, and it's always amazing to see. You guys been down here before? You guys have cruised this, right? So these are the fraternities, some of the houses, just some of them. They go all the way down. And Tuscaloosa this is a really busy weekend for the city because you do have graduation. So this is Tusca, the big elephant. So Tusca used to be at the North River Yacht Club, and it used to be out front of the yacht club, and then they moved it over here, which obviously makes so much more sense, as it exemplifies, Tusca, but also Roll Tide. So there is Tusca in its great glory. Can you climb a tree, please? Got your bachelor's. Almost got run over by a bike just now. Um, okay. Hello. Hi. So yeah, just wanted to come and do a live for you guys on this fine Friday. You guys be good to each other. You guys, if you guys have any more questions, you guys, I'll be here for a few more minutes. I gotta walk up to my car. And here's a good shot of this man on a scooter. Nice job. Oh, it is so beautiful out here. And so next Saturday, I'm helping with a Habitat for Humanity house. Tomorrow, I'm getting in my workout on Saturday morning. Thinking about working out with a weighted vest. Oh, that'll be tough. And see all these condos that they now have here? If you're a longtime Alabama fan, like, this is probably so new to you. I actually lived in Westgate, one of those condos down there for a little while. It wasn't a long time. It was like, I think it was like 3 months or something like that. No, that was an older man. Probably here for parents' weekend or for the graduation, so. Oh, those condos now, they're like 800, a million, it's crazy. Maybe more, and they're all sold out. We have a buddy who lives here, and these little condos right here that are before Douglas. So yeah. Anyways, just wanted to pop on and say what's up. It's just, it's a beautiful day outside. I was practicing a lot of gratitude this morning. You know, there's a lot to be grateful for, and I really hope you guys have a good Friday. If there's news that happens, we got you covered right here on Bama Football on YouTube. And I hope you have a beautiful day. And Roll Tide, fam. See you on the next